Good evening. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. The election dust settled now. The cabinet has been announced. The focus now on governance. However, there have been a few comments that have piqued interest. One of them, the comments by RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat. In his first public speech or public remarks on the outcome of the election, in which BJP, though is in government, fell short of a majority mark in Lok Sabha at 240. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat said on the 10th of June that a true sevak does not have ahankar, arrogance, and works without causing any hurt to others. Referring to the bitter poll campaign, he said decorum was not maintained on either sides of the divide. Addressing a gathering of RSS leaders and workers following the culmination of Karyakarta Vikas Varg, a periodic training program for RSS workers at Nagpur, on the day the new BJP-led coalition held its first cabinet meeting. Mohan Bhagwat underlined the importance of building consensus, also bringing up Manipur. Listen in to what Mr. Mohan Bhagwat said.
काम करे, लेकिन मैंने किया ये अहंकार न पाले, तो हम इस देश की सच्ची सेवा कर रहे ऐसा होगा। भारत को खड़ा करना है तो समाज को इस प्रकार बनना पड़ेगा। समाज ऐसे बनेगा तो व्यवस्थाएं और व्यवस्था चलाने वाले लोग अपने आप उसके पीछे पीछे चलकर ऐसा बनेंगे। अब 1 साल से मणिपुर शांति की राह देख रहा है। उसके पहले 10 साल शांत रहा। पुराना गन कल्चर समाप्त हो गया ऐसा लगा, और अचानक जो कलह वहां पर उपज गया या उपजाया गया, उसकी आग में अभी तक जल रहा है, त्राही त्राही कर रहा है। कौन उस पर ध्यान देगा? प्राथमिकता देके उसका विचार करना ये कर्तव्य है। चुनाव प्रचार की या चुनाव में जो होता है उसकी बात ऐसी है, वास्तव में तो प्रजातंत्र की अनिवार्य आवश्यक प्रक्रिया है और उसमें 2 पक्ष रहते हैं, इसलिए स्पर्धा रहती है। स्पर्धा रहती है तो दूसरे को पीछे करने का, स्वयं को आगे बढ़ाने का काम होता ही है, होना ही चाहिए, परंतु उसमें भी एक मर्यादा है। असत्य का उपयोग नहीं करना। चुने क्यों जा रहे लोग संसद में जाएंगे, बैठकर अपने देश को चलाएंगे, सहमति बनाकर चलाएंगे। हमारे यहां तो परंपरा सहमति बनाकर चलने की है। जिस प्रकार एक दूसरे को लताड़ना हुआ, जिस प्रकार प्रचार के दौरान हमारे करने से समाज में मनमुटाव बढ़ेगा, 2 गठ बटेंगे, आपस में शंका संशय उत्पन्न होगा, इसका भी ख्याल नहीं रखा गया और विनाकारण संघ जैसे संगठनों को भी उसमें खींचा गया। टेक्नोलॉजी का सहारा करके असत्य बातें परोसी गई, नितांत असत्य। क्या शास्त्र का, विज्ञान का, विद्या का ये उपयोग है?
All right, so while a few perceive that this was an attack on NDA 3.0, Modi 3.0, Mr. Bhagwat said many things were in Nagpur. A few of them, of course, can be interpreted as maybe advice to the new incumbent government. However, it has, like I said, piqued interest and had many talking. That is Mr. Bhagwat speaking about Modi 3.0. Well, let's take it to our panelists this evening. Joining me right now, Ratan Sharda, author, Dr. Geeta Bhatt, academic and political analyst, Ashutosh, author and political analyst, Rashid Kidwai, author and political analyst. I want to begin with Ratan Sharda because Mr. Sharda was a part of the RSS, wrote an article in The Organizer, magazine affiliated to the RSS, where Mr. Sharda, you practically said that it was overconfidence that killed the campaign for the Bharatiya Janata Party. What did you mean, sir?
Well, we all know that for 10 years, Modi ji had been leading an indefeatable kind of force where BJP wins election after elections. And because of his confidence that Modi will carry the day, workers have been riding on his shoulder and showing off as they have won the battle. And that is happening many places, many times. So the new breed of workers who believe that being active on social media is equal to being active on society, these people have not been able to communicate the things that are happening on the ground. For example, the fake news of caste division and removal of reservation, which was done at village level, street level, and removal of constitution, etc., which cost BJP very dear. Your own India Today has given a very, very vital statistics which shows that how BJP paid a very heavy price for this fake news. So despite that, if workers could not carry the day, it is only because they felt confident कि 400 पर है मोदी जी करवा ही देंगे, हमें तो करने की जरूरत नहीं है. I have shared a story in my Twitter that there is a story of people filling the pond by giving one jug to that particular pond, and everybody believes कोई ना कोई और डाल ही देगा. Finally, the pond is not filling up. So this is what has happened in case of this particular election.
But, Mr. Sharda, while I bring in everyone
I can speak more, but since the debate, I will not carry on.
No, but I'm going to ask you one quick question. Mr. Sharda, you've given your own views and, we've read it in the organizer. But what of what possibly Mr. Bhagwat said yesterday? Because many are perceiving it to possibly, be not a takedown, but a reality check for Modi 3.0. How do you read it?
See, if you look at the lecture, it's a very fine lecture. See, he is addressing the entire political class. And the RSS has done that earlier also. Who dragged RSS into this muddy waters of election and unnecessarily bring it in case of, again, 2611, etc., opposition? Who took the fake news narrative? Opposition. Who's continuously vitiated the atmosphere in the TV studios by always abusing and always criticizing, debating the debates? Opposition. BJP could have answered better. Well, also fell to the same trap. That is what Modi ji has, Mohan Bhagwat has clearly stated. So I would say that bringing down the temperature is the job of every political party. In fact, 3 days before this happened, before the elections, last phase, I wrote an article, Let Us Return to Sanity, where I appealed to all the political parties that, okay, election is over, and we should now go back to sane debates and sane discussions rather than throwing mud and boycotting parliament, saying that there is not a legitimate election, etc., etc. As a result of that kind of arrogance, where you believe other party has no right to rule, despite vote, despite alliance and all that. So this vitiation of the political environment has to change. That is what Mohan ji has said, and it should be taken by every political party rather than saying it is towards Modi ji.
All right.
Because everybody has behaved arrogantly. One side believes that BJP has no right to rule because they come from very lower kind of people. They don't know English. They don't have, the right pedigree of Gandhi, Nehru family. Other side, we have people who believe that because they have continuously, abused and criticized their politics, the Modi has done so much, they should remain in the power. So this is a kind of scenario where he has asked everybody to calm down. We are competitors, not enemies. That has been the RSS stance from very beginning. When Guruji said that every person is a Swayamsevak or a potential Swayamsevak. So that thought is very old. Bringing consensus is very famous in RSS. You drop some resolutions because there is no consensus, then bring it again. Now in that kind of done in parliament, so you need majority. But still it has to be consultative. It has to take everybody along. For which both sides are equally responsible.
All right, both sides equally responsible. Ratan Sharda, I'm going to come back to you. Let me bring in our other guests, because the other point which was, put forth by the RSS chief was on Manipur, and that surprised a lot of people because the Prime Minister still hasn't visited Manipur after what happened. So I'm going to come back to that. But I want to just open up the debate, and I want to bring in Rashid Kidwai and Ashutosh into it. Ashutosh, the comments coming in by the RSS chief, like Mr. Sharda says, it was basically for all political parties. There's more to read into it. He said a variety of things to cherry pick one or two and try and then juxtapose it against, Modi 3.0 would be unfair.
Ratan Sharda ji has been very polite with his articulation. There is no doubt about it. But he himself has written a piece in Organization, and if you read that piece, his angst is very clear. He hasn't even hidden what he wants to say and what he wanted to write in that piece. This was bound to happen. And this was bound to happen for the simple reason, because since the inception of the RSS, first time ever, a BJP has openly said that it doesn't require RSS. And that statement which was given by JP Nadda, when the fourth phase of the polling was happening, had given that interview to Indian Express. कि भाजपा अब सक्षम हो गई है और उसका इशारा बहुत साफ था, अब उसको आरएसएस की जरूरत नहीं है. Everybody knows the son has become adult and now the son is saying I am independent of my mother. Sangh was bound to react to this, and Sangh has reacted in a very strong word with lot of bitterness, and this kind of a statement has heard since K. Sudarshan has uttered in very strong words against Atal Bihari Vajpayee. But that is almost 2 decades back. Mohan Bhagwat is very political. He has been very patient with the Modi government. And it's a public knowledge that the Modi government and the relationship between Modi government and the RSS is, if not bitter, it's not comfortable too. And now he has made 4 points: Sahmati, Maryada, Ahankar, or Manipur. This is a clear message to Mr. Narendra Modi that Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS has been formed on the concept of collective leadership and consultation. Second, Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS has taught their pracharaks never to cross the line. Maryada ka palan karke chaliye aap. Teesri baat, ahankar. And this is the most important word which has been used, sentence, there's a big sentence कि स्वयं सेवक में अहंकार नहीं होता, अगर अहंकार होता तो स्वयं सेवक नहीं होता. Do I need to tell you who is the most arrogant politician in the country now? Everybody knows this.
Okay.
Talk to any top leader in the BJP, and I have spoken to many of them. They openly don't say anything. But the fact of the matter is, everybody believes there is no consultation in the party. Only 2 persons are running the party.
Okay.
And Nadda has given the statement, not without consulting the Prime Minister. If the BJP dare to disown RSS, RSS has every right to disown
Dr.
BJP.
Geeta Bhatt, allow me to bring
RSS has done it in the past.
Allow me to bring in Dr. Geeta Bhatt and Rashid Kidwai. I will come back to you, sir. Give me 2 minutes, Mr. Sharda. Allow me to bring in Geeta Bhatt and Dr. Rashid Rashid Kidwai into this conversation. Dr. Bhatt, okay, you tell us, Dr. Bhatt, with what you heard of the RSS chief yesterday, what was your interpretation of it?
Bhitiji, you see, RSS is an organization which has been working continuously for the social and cultural integration of this country. And it's an organization which believes in nation building. And all the, issues that were raised by Mohan Bhagwat ji, these issues were related and are directly related to nation building. So his point of view, whether it was with respect to Manipur or whether it was with respect to the opposition parties or in the sense to the whole political class, was basically that, that the bar of decorum has to be maintained when there is an election, and within an election, there could be difference of opinion, but there should not be a discord because of that. मतभेद हो सकते हैं, लेकिन मनभेद करने की आवश्यकता नहीं. And ever since, RSS has been, has been formed, it has always worked towards strengthening the democracy. Okay. And also during the time when emergency took place, that was probably the only time when they were directly involved, in safeguarding the democratic interest of the country. But saying that, that he has been very, very categorical in putting forth the concern of various issues. Yes, Manipur is an issue which is of a concern to the country, and that has been raised. Yes, technology has been used, and there has been galvanization by the political parties in terms of caste, creed, and that is something which is a matter of concern, because RSS has always worked in removing the fault lines which are there.
So, Dr. Bhatt, you're saying it's a message to all political parties, but it's also cautioning the Modi government.
You see, I think for the last 10 years, under the leadership of Mr. Modi, there has been a large number of positive work that has been done, but there are certain issues which need to be addressed. And which are, because you see, Manipur, we all know that it is basically there is a discord between two
Okay.
communities, and that is something it has
Needs to be
become more
addressed.
like a war between the two
Okay,
communities.
so Dr. Geeta Bhatt, so basically you are saying what I'm saying. It's for all political parties, but cautioning the Modi government as well. But I want to bring in Rashid Kidwai into this conversation, and we cut across back to Mr. Ratan Sharda. Rashid Kidwai, politically, how do you read it? Because every time we've heard Mr. Bhagwat speak, it's not, he weighs what he's, is going to speak, and then when he does, he knows the point that it is going to make.
Pretty much as I would want to, endorse what Mr. Mohan Bhagwat has said, it's clearly, politically speaking, it is a clear afterthought. It is a damage limitation exercise. What was the level of affection Mr. Mohan Bhagwat or the entire RSS observed towards, let's say, Mallikarjun Kharge, Arvind Kejriwal, Mr. Soren, and several other political parties when they were facing a lot of intimidation, when accounts were being frozen? Where was Mr. Mohan Bhagwat when a particular community was addressed as Ghurpetiya, ज़्यादा बच्चे पैदा करते हैं, कपड़ों से पहचाने जाते हैं? In total contrast to what Deen Dayal Upadhyay himself had said at Raipur, and my good friend Ratan Sharda knows what he had said about Indian Muslims in post-partition India. So the RSS has come too late. There have been 10th June since 2014.
Okay.
If there is a personality cult, when was the last we heard Mr. Mohan Bhagwat speak about against personality cult?
Okay.
So all these questions are there. It has
You're just saying it's damage control. It's not okay. You're saying right.
BJP, RSS combined they are working in tandem. They want to send out a signal of continuation, normalcy. कि सब कुछ ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, and there is some kind of course correction because certain political plank have not worked in Uttar Pradesh and elsewhere. But therefore, this is being done just to sort of cover up everything.
All right, to paper over what has been a less than adequate win for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ratan Sharda, is this the reason why we see Mr. Bhagwat say what he did? Because it did, take many by surprise, especially bringing up Manipur when at least we've seen the BJP go out on a limb and say, it's all well, sab changa si, where Manipur is concerned.
I'll like to answer one by one all the points raised. I'll try to be quick so I didn't take much of your time. संघ को कोई कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत नहीं चाहिए. Who said it? Mohan Bhagwat. When did he say it? When BJP was at peak. And when I say peak, I mean what has happened in 2024. So he said that we don't want any any Congress Mukta Bharat. Everybody has his own view and everybody has space. Secondly, we talk of arrogance. What is the arrogance of opposition party when it says an elected government is not a legal government? That is the worst form of arrogance against constitution, against electoral authority, and against democracy. Then also you talk of Guruji. Guruji said in 71. You talk of Guruji of 48 when the Swayamsevak suffered a lot. They lost their lives protecting Sikhs and Hindus from Pakistan, rehabilitated them. But you don't quote Guruji of 1971 when he said if Muslims recognize that their forefathers came to our Rashtrapurusha, their Rashtrapurush, they're as good as us. They don't have to change even. They don't even have to do Ghar Vapsi or become Hindu. That clearly said they are welcome. Bala Sahib said they were said the same thing, that I'm ready to open the shakhas for Muslims if they agree with our ideology, with our view that we are one nation with cultural roots, etc., etc. Okay. So we should not quote selectively. Every person evolves over a period of time. This particular evolution of bringing Muslims together has been going on for a long time. And as far as covering the, then you talk of Nadda ji. I would have made the same statement. In fact, I made this statement way back in my book on RSS 360 when I said when the organizations grow very big, they become cooperative, they don't become parent-child. I've said very clearly in 2007. I'm not saying now. So what Nadda ji said was right. The timing was wrong. The finesse of argument was wrong. So the person on the street who today just reads one sentence, just sees 5 seconds of, cut on the clip, they will say, "Arey, Nadda ji ne bol diya, aapki zarurat nahi hai." So there is the problem.
But
problem doesn't lie with saying that every organization must have
I want to bring in Ashutosh as well, but I'm coming in and I'll ask you a quick follow-up question. The fact is, many of us, even reporters who were on ground, Mr. Sharda, this time felt that the BJP lacked the full support of the RSS. Was that true or false?
I have said clearly that what is to be done by RSS is done. It was supposed to arise voters to go out and vote for the nationalist forces. This was done all the elections from 2014. Shat Pratishat Matdan, etc. This year also, In Delhi alone, there are like 20,000 meetings, small mohalla and tenement meetings. In Mumbai, when I last heard, there are already 60,000 meetings. So multiply and understand how many lakh meetings are done
So you're
by
saying RSS did its
It
job?
doesn't do booth level work for the BJP. If BJP worker doesn't come to me, or when I ask the BJP worker to tell me what I can do for their candidate and doesn't
Fair
respond,
point.
what do I do?
So it's the
That is
arrogance of the
question.
BJP
So that is
worker.
where the lack of coordination is.
Fair
Where
enough.
there is good coordination, you see what is done in Kerala, for example. There's wonderful coordination.
Fair
Tamil
point.
Nadu, wonderful coordination. So where
Fair
there is this call to each other to work together,
Ashutosh,
they'll work.
going forward
But they
very
cannot
quickly,
go out.
right? Very quickly, do you see a course correction?
Definitely. See, BJP is always.
First of all, let me just remind my dear friend Ratan Sharda that it is the BJP and the Prime Minister has said India needs a Congress Mukt Bharat, and if the RSS has rebutted, it was very clear to whom he was referring to. Second, about the Balasaheb Thackeray talking about entry of the Muslims in the RSS. I just want to remind him that there was a Sanghchalak from the Nagpur, and he categorically told Mr. Balasaheb Devraj that if you want Muslims to enter into the RSS, then you please have your own RSS. In this RSS is not meant for the entry. These are a matter of records in the history, and this could be very well verified. The fact about the relationship. See, the fact of the matter is that the RSS has spoken, and RSS speaks, and the Balasaheb and the Bhagwat speaks after consultation within the top leadership of the RSS.
Right.
It's not that he has spoken out of the
He
way.
weighs his
And
words,
don't
yes.
forget, ये जो 3 साल का कोर्स चल रहा था उसके बाद उन्होंने बोला. That means he has spoken to the future leaders of the RSS,
All right.
which is a very, very significant.
Final comments. Okay, Mr. Sharda wants to come in for a rebuttal. 10 seconds, sir. Do come in for a rebuttal.
I wanted to correct him. He said Balasaheb Thackeray. Sorry, it was Balasaheb Devraj.
Sorry, Balasaheb.
Right?
My apology.
Yeah.
My apology.
Secondly, that is the only thing. Then secondly, saying that it was meant for this or that, RSS always makes a political statement. RSS tries to address every part of the society. I said in the beginning, I stand by the statement.
All right, okay.
And yes,
I want to bring in Geeta Bhatt and Rashid Kidwai for a quick final comment. Geeta Bhatt, I'll ask you the same question. Do you see, because we have seen, or at least observed, that if the RSS chief is going to make a statement, he's going to wait. He will know what the cause and effect of that could be. Will we see a course correction is the question.
See, course correction, a political course correction, every political party, if there is if there has been a loss, then they need to introspect, irrespective of, whether any statement has been made or not. And secondly, I just want to add here is that, political organizations, they themselves, each one of them, some have their, we can say an ideological compass. So, Sangh acts as an ideological compass.
Okay, RSS hoping to act as an ideological compass. Rashid Kidwai, 20 seconds, sir. You don't quite believe. You believe that this is all damage control.
Absolutely. I think the RSS is a bit rattled by the outcome of this Lok Sabha elections, regardless of that Modi 3.2, particularly in the context of Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. And it wants to reach out to, the non-BJP political parties, but it's a case of too little, too late. I mean, the political parties have seen through the RSS, so there cannot be a
All right, I'm going to let it be at that. We're going to leave it open-ended. It was interesting. It did pique interest, leading to a debate that we've had. The comment by RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat. Appreciate all 4 of you for joining us, the 3 gentlemen and Dr. Bhatt. Thank you there.